let me start off, all right, by sharing with you what we can predict. Okay? While I can't predict accurately everything in the future, but I can assure you one thing. Big data is where you want to be, all right? So for me to get it rolling, I'm going to share with you some of the key accolades, all right, that Fusionex has won in big data areas over the last few years. So we won, back in 2012, we actually won the prestigious Microsoft Worldwide Global Partner of the Year Award. We also won the ICT Leadership Award in PICOM in Malaysia. We are definitely one of the largest Caldera partners in Asia Pacific. We won the APITA Award in Hong Kong, the SITF Award in Singapore, and we are proud to be CMMI and ISO 9001 certified. Why do I want to share with you? Just to share with you that these are kind of things that you can do with big data. Let me go to next. Oh, sorry. I didn't click on that. So this is the recap of the, the awards. So a big background. Fusionex is listed in London Stock Exchange, and we actually have a strong global footprint. We are in about over 15 other countries around the world, in the US, UK, Canada, and of course we are very strong in the Southeast Asia, in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. And most important, what do? We focus our energy in big data analytics, in IoTs, in enterprise solutions that spread across all industries, from the airlines to healthcare to manufacturing, and as well as others. I know this is going to be hard to read, all right? Let me just go into 2 pointers that I wanted to highlight. We are the only Asia-Pacific company that sits in the Microsoft Global Advisory Panel on business intelligence. What else? We have 100% success rate in delivering all our projects. That is our key commitment to our customers. Let me get into the topic, all right? If IoT were to take flight, what do you think is needed? Number one, it needs connectivity. We have about 7 billion of us in the world today, and 5 billion of us, all right, are connected to some network, some form, one way or the other. Just ask yourself, how many of your devices today, all right, at this very moment connected? Your smartwatches, your wearables, your phones. This implies that we are in a very hyper-connected world. What else that is needed? We need hardware that is capable to run these IoT capabilities and applications. These are microprocessors, all right, which are sensors on humidity, heat, voltage, wireless radios, and just to share with you, they are as small as 1 mm by 1 mm, and they are already all here today. You actually can get a variety of this hardware at a cost that is so affordable. What does that mean? It basically shares to you that you actually have a huge processing power in your hand to access everything, anywhere. To give you a perspective, all right, of what I've just mentioned, is that, have you heard of ingestible chips? All right, these are basically chips that you can consume orally, that you will track your heart rate, your glucose level, and it will send data wirelessly to your personal devices. And of course, to the service providers with your permission. Does this sound like some sort of from a science fiction movie? But in actual fact, this is already available today. And it's already available to the consumers. So the question is that, how do we take advantage of it? So Eric Schmidt, all right, the executive chairman of Alphabet Incorporated, once said this: the Internet of Things will augment your brain, all right? When all things are connected and interact autonomously, our brain will be supported by this huge intel of devices surrounding us in real time. So what will it do? You will be able to make more decisive decisions on what matters the most. And this is the precursor to smarter cities, smarter citizens, and as well as to smarter nations. Allow me to share a real-world case study in smart manufacturing. As you know, production yield is very important to any manufacturing. So the word downtime, all right, is a forbidden word. It actually cost them, all right, millions of dollars just because of unplanned downtime. So in the Intel use case, it's very simple. How do we predict, all right, machine failure? So imagine that you have machines that produce some outputs. What would you do? You actually put in a test machine to test this output. That actually leads us to another question. How do you know that the test machine is accurate, whether it's right or wrong? Are you going to put another machine on top of it to test the test machine that eventually tests the product? If you do that, basically the CFO will come knocking on your door and share with you that, hey, the production cost is going to be so high. The CEO will come and say that, is this design issues? I want answers. Okay? So what do? We actually bring in Fusionex analytics to Intel. This is our product that connect to their SCADA system as well as other machines in their production plant. We actually ingest a lot of their machine-generated data, and there were thousands of parameters per machine. And these are in terms of from the heat, the voltage, the vibration of those machines. So based on historical data, we actually use machine learning, all right, to build various predictive analytics models. These models basically detects and cluster, all right, the data anomalies into results. So these results are actually generated through various kind of combinations. So how do you do that kind of huge crunching, all right, in real time? So this is the end result, all right? I know it's a bit too small, but we actually help them to increase the manufacturing yield, that kind of things. But the key thing is that we actually managed to predict with an accuracy of up to 95% on exact when the machine or which machine will actually fail. If you think about this, it is a very compelling use case. A downtime can cost them 6 figures kind of loss. But if you're able to replace this just in time, and these replacements are just cost about $10, you actually going to have huge savings. So this is our Fusionex Analytics and IoT platform. It provides a one-stop, end-to-end product for you to open up a fast implementation on big data and IoT solutions. Why is this important? Okay, you may have data from various platforms, whether it's structured, unstructured, all the way to fast streaming data from your IoT sensors. You need to provide wizard-driven connectors to allow users to ingest this data easily. Having said that, you must have facilities to able to process and manage this unified data in a centralized repository. And just to share with you, 80% of analytics failure is at these two phases. How easy for you to bring data in, and how can you manage it in a very diversified data sets. And of course, as easy as what I mentioned, you want to have advanced capabilities. Your data scientist wants to able to write custom advanced scripts, the R, the Python, for them to able to do advanced analytics such as predictions, what-if scenarios. And of course, all this needs to be visualized. We try to humanize the kind of reports, all right? The one that you mentioned about personality, about data, and that kind of things. We want to allow users to able to build your own custom visualization, all right? And you're able to visualize across any devices, any platform. And where do we play a big role? We allow our customers to choose whether you want to host it on-premise or fully in the cloud or in a hybrid mode, where you can burst to the cloud when you need extra processing. So in the era of Internet of Things, companies that put in the right IT investment, of course with the right talent, and you're able to find meaning of your big data, you will able to leapfrog your competitors. That is from Harvard, not from me, all right? And this is one key thing that I wanted to highlight as well. So Mr. Philip K. Dick mentioned this. While everything is smart, it will be no longer humans monitoring humans using machines. It will be devices monitoring human. Why is that so? Because it has higher level of efficiencies. Okay? If you are afraid to fall, you will never ever learn to walk and cycle. You might not be able to get the first perfect recipe, all right, on your first project on big analytics, but IoT and big analytics is a journey. It's a journey of what? It's a journey of building a brain, all right, that can respond to intelligence and insights. If you nurture the engine well along the way, one day it will be so autonomous and intelligent, yet efficient, and create an advantage of blue ocean to your organization. Last but not least, all right, viewing the world in a digital lens, like what you see in the Matrix movie, is a viable reality today. All right, have you seen HoloLens from Microsoft, that kind of things? Those are the things that you now have and readily available. But when all things communicating, producing data, allowing trends and patterns to be uncovered, analyzed, and predicted, it will be a game changer to the business. Simply because all companies, including yours, are data companies, whether you realize it or not. All right? Do you agree on that? Okay? Thank you so much.